Is the summer sun interrupting your training? Let's talk about 8 ways that you can keep your cool. Hello, fellow geeks, and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather, and I am glad you are here. Now, a lot of us are in the midst of summer training and getting ready for different fall races. So, you know that we are having just a little bit of heat here in the U.S. We're having to kind of make sure that we are training in a safe way so that we are not overwhelmed by the hot temperatures that we've been getting. So, I'm going to have a link to an article down below from Runner's World. We're going to talk about 8 methods that they recommend for making sure that you stay cool during your summer runs. Also, make sure you stay tuned to the end. I have a couple of unconventional methods for you to try as well. We're going to start with number 1, and this is one that a lot of people will follow, and that is to run when conditions are the coolest. This means taking a look at where the temperature is going to be the lowest in your area, and for most places, it's either going to be in the very early morning or after the sun goes down. If for some reason the only time that you have available to run is when the temperatures are at the peak for the day, then please do not take it outside. This is time when you may have to opt for a treadmill run. However, a lot of people do find that running in the evening is a great way to wind down after a work day, and that running in the morning is a great way to boost their mood that will last through the entire day. So just keep that in mind. Number 2, hydrate properly before, during, and after your run. Now, I just did a video about hydration, link up here and down in the description in case you missed it. But when the temperatures get warmer, you're going to have to take in more fluids. Before you run, try to drink at least 8 ounces of water or sports drink every hour so that your perspiration system is ready to go. And then consider bringing fluids with you on a run. A lot of times you can use a handheld water bottle, you can use a bladder that you carry on your back, or you may set up an aid station that you keep looping through and just keep drinking every time you come through. You could even plan out a route that goes from water fountain to water fountain wherever you live. And then once you are finished with your run, make sure that you are replenishing your resources with something that has electrolytes, especially if you happen to be a very heavy sweater. You will lose a lot of nutrients through your sweat. Make sure that you are topping everything back up. Tip number 3, run near water. If you are lucky enough to live near a river, a lake, an ocean, I know one of my absolute best places to run is running on the beach when I'm on vacation in the summer. You get these fantastic breezes off of the water that help cool you down, and plus if you get overheated, you can always just get in the water. Tip number 4, try to plan a route that is in a grassy or shady area. Now, if you run on roads, the asphalt is just going to soak in the heat and reflect it back up to you. It's going to make things a lot hotter than anywhere else. So you may want to find places that are going to be in shady areas. You may want to find places where you can run on the grass. And if you've been on the fence about trying out trail running, this could be your sign to give it a shot. Running out in the woods, I found, is so much cooler than running out on a road. It's a lot more comfortable, especially during the hot summer months. So that could be something that you want to give a try. If you are only able to run in an asphalt or road situation, then just make sure that you are bringing the pace back, that you are paying attention to signs that your body is getting a little bit overheated, and try to find those places where you do have the possibility of getting some shade, either from trees or possibly from buildings. Number 5, make sure that you are wearing light colored and loose fitting clothing. You are going to be able to reflect the sun away from your body in lighter colors as opposed to your darker colors, especially black. And if your clothes are a little bit loose fitting, that allows more of a breeze to get through. One mistake that I see a lot of new runners make is running in cotton t-shirts or shorts. These are just going to absorb sweat. It's going to be heavy, it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's not going to cool you down at all. Make sure that you are finding something that is moisture wicking, that is really going to save you a whole lot of trouble. Our next tip, make sure you wear sunscreen. The OG members of this channel are going to remember back when I was having to deal with skin cancer and reconstructive surgery due to that. You don't want to mess with that. So if you are wearing sunscreen, not only are you avoiding ultraviolet rays, but it helps to keep your body temperature just a few degrees lower. And this includes overcast days as well. Even if there are clouds out, the sun can still be dispersed through those clouds and you are still taking in those ultraviolet rays. So make sure that you are using something that is broad spectrum, that is SPF 30 or above. Next, if you are going to wear headgear, make sure that you are wearing something that is going to work with the heat. Now, you've probably heard that you lose heat through your head, and that's great in the summer. You do want that heat to leave. So you don't want to have something snug, tight-fitting, a thicker fabric. You don't want something like that on your head. Usually you will want to opt for something like a visor, something that is very lightweight, something that has breathable mesh. I'm going to have a link down below to Head Sweats. This is not sponsored in any way. I've just bought a lot of their stuff before. It's super comfortable and super durable, so that's something that you may want to check out. And finally, you may want to try to pre-cool before you run. Now, you can lower your body temperature in the hour or so before you go out on a run in the heat. Now, the reason you want to do that is because if you go ahead and bring your core temperature down before you ever step outside, then it will slowly come back up. So that means being able to run farther or faster than you would if you just went out regular temperature. There have been research studies on this, and they have found that pre-cooling improves your hot weather performance by up to 3%. So there's lots of ways that you can pre-cool. You can always get an ice vest. There are plenty on Amazon. You can drink ice water to bring your temperature down. You can sit in an air-conditioned area. Lots of things that you can do to make sure that you are nice and cool before you head out in the heat. Now, if you're interested in something a little more outside the box, I'm going to have a link up here and down in the description where I did a video testing some very different types of cooling methods according to scientific research. So make sure to give that a look. That was really fun to put together. But besides that, I want to know, what are some things that you do in order to stay cool during a run? Why don't you let me know down in the comments below? While you're there, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Just click that button below. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it keeps you up to date on all the running content I have coming out all the time. You can also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm so glad you could be here. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. I will see you later.